This is Business Week Armenia, CivilNet's weekly economic digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia this week. The Armenian government has decided to set up a free economic zone around a new ski resort in the country's western Aragatsotn region, saying the move is needed to promote tourism, create new jobs, and attract investments. A decision has been made to establish a free economic zone in the village of Yaghi, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's office said this week in a readout of his weekly cabinet meeting. It will be Armenia's fifth free economic zone. Under Armenian law, businesses registered in free economic zones are exempt from paying all taxes and tariffs except for income tax. Pashinyan's office says it forecasts the Yaghi free economic zone to attract up to $77 million in investments, spur the creation of more than 10,000 new jobs, and bring in some 20,000 additional tourists to Armenia per day in the winter. Yaghi is home to Myler Mountain Resort, the country's newest ski complex. The resort opened last January and is owned by entrepreneur Tigran Harutyunyan, whose family is seen as close to former President Serge Sargsyan. Myler's multi-million-dollar development has been marred by a number of scandals, including opposition from residents of Yaghi, some of whom saw their lands seized by the government through the use of eminent domain. In addition, the resort failed to carry out mandatory environmental impact assessments before construction. Myler is not the only ski resort under development on the slopes of Aragatsotn, Armenia's tallest mountain. In 2022, the Armenian government rejected a bid by a consortium of major French resort operators to build a ski complex on a different part of Aragatsotn, selecting instead a Russian-Armenian entrepreneur named Ruben Grigoryan, who has no prior experience in winter tourism. Last month, CivilNet's investigative team, together with the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, revealed that the wife of Deputy Economy Minister Narek Teryan, who played a key role in the selection process, is now on Grigoryan's payroll. They deny any wrongdoing. You can find that story up now on our website at civilnet.am. Entrepreneurs in Armenia, including the head of the country's biggest and most powerful business association, are up in arms over a new government proposal to toughen penalties for tax evasion, saying it will deter investors and damage the private sector. The government is again terrorizing Armenian businesses. The word terrorism is not an exaggeration. Bahram Mirakyan, who leads the Mantasyan's Entrepreneurs Union, wrote in a post on Facebook this week. Continuing, Mirakyan called the proposal absurd and charged that the State Revenue Committee, the government body overseeing tax collection, has become a repressive state institution rather than an institution ensuring the country's economic development. Earlier this week, the State Revenue Committee said it would like to eliminate a provision in Armenian law allowing businesses that are found to have committed tax evasion to avoid criminal charges if they pay the amount they owe. Under the committee's proposal, businesses that are found to have evaded more than $25,000 in taxes would no longer be off the hook from criminal charges even if they later pay up. Executives could face up to 3 years in prison. Importantly, the proposal requires parliamentary approval to go into effect, and with lawmakers now on summer recess, it remains unclear if the measure has the support to pass. Members of parliament are set to return to work next month. However, that has not stopped business leaders from protesting the proposal. In written comments to Radio Azatutun, Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty's Armenian service, Mirakyan argued the State Revenue Committee often miscalculates the taxes firms owe, raising the possibility the new proposal may ensnare business owners who are not evading payments. Let's say a businessman is put in prison for failing to pay $77,000 in taxes. The businessman goes to court, and you know how our courts work. A case may take up to 3 or 5 years, after which it may turn out that the State Revenue Committee just made an error in its calculations, Mirakyan said. Rustam Badasyan, who heads the committee, has come out repeatedly in defense of his agency's proposal, arguing it would promote fair competition in the market and improve tax discipline overall. In response to Mirakyan's comments, Badasyan, who previously served as Pashinyan's personal lawyer, acknowledged that his agency sometimes makes technical errors but insisted that they are always quickly resolved. Badasyan offered this week to meet with Mirakyan and other private sector leaders to discuss their concerns. And, as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.